Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Blokees Champion Class Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Iron Man Mark 85 Model Kit. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, some nice Iron Man, I guess it's a picture, it might be a digital render. Blokees, Marvel Studios, The Infinity Saga, Iron Man Mark 85, Champion Class Marvel Studios, The Infinity Saga, Champion Series. Then on the front, we've got Blokees, Marvel Studios, Infinity Saga. Got some pieces on sprues back there. Got a nice either practical shot or more likely a digital render. Model kits, 149 pieces, Champion Class, Marvel Studios, The Infinity Saga, Iron Man Mark 85, Champion Series. No paint, no glue, no snippers. I recommend using snippers. Small, medium, or large, it's medium. And then I guess that's stuff that's in there. There's a code if you want to scan it. Find them on X, TikTok, and Facebook, Instagram maybe. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. Attention, especially don't stick things in your French pie hole if they don't belong there. 14 and up, there's a number. There's the dimensions, 13.4 centimeters or 5.3 inches. So much smaller than Marvel Legends. Genuine license, Marvel. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, some stuff in Asian script that I can't read. Don't give it to babies. Don't throw it in the trash. I guess dispose of it as, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna throw it in the trash. And something in French. There's some other stuff. There's a barcode. They're saying don't throw it in the trash again. Recycle it, I guess. And there's a blank spot for something. And a barcode. Or did I say that already? I don't know. So on this side, we've got Blokees. We've got a nice, probably digital render of the kit, Champion Series. Then on this side, nice spacey background, Marvel Studios, The Infinity Saga. And then finally, moving around to the back, Iron Man Mark 85. More than likely, all this is digital render stuff. But there's Iron Man, there's kind of how it goes together, there's sprue pieces, there's Iron Man again, there's the alternate stuff for him, including hands. Energy knife number 1, arm nano cannonball number 1, dorsal wing thruster number 1, and hand flame number 2. I'm guessing it's saying there's 2 of those. One of those, 2 of those. And then different sets of hands for it. Multiple pairs of exclusive interchangeable hands. 3. And that's 3 sets, not 3 hands. And then Marvel and Avengers. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's start things off with a look at the figure and the accessories. And first up, we've got, I was going to go to the handy dandy instruction manual, but we'll go with the other handy dandy manual. Please read all instructions before using product. And this shows you how to change the batteries. What? Batteries? Yes, this Iron Man has a light up feature. And when we go to looking at the figure, we'll go through that. And then the front is English and the rest of it is other languages that I do not read. And then next up we have the handy dandy instruction manual, and it's got some nice artwork there on the front, sprues and such. And then you open it up, and then it's got some very nicely laid out instructions, simple to follow and printed nice and clearly and in color. So next up, let's take a look at the other accessories. First up, you get 3 extra wrist hinges. It's got a ball on both ends and then a hinge in the middle. And you know, they work like a hinge. Should work. And again, there's 3 of those. They're exactly alike. See, here's the other 2. There's that. Now, this arm, you do have to pull off to put the cannon arm on. So that's what I did. And you have to kind of slightly disassemble stuff to get this arm back on, the other arm off. But it's not too big of a deal. It does have a wrist peg in there, and it's set to up and down. The armor piece here is a separate piece, unfortunately, and you do have to swap it out on hands like the Han and Luke Stormtrooper Blokees that I looked at not too long ago. So here's the other fist, and you can see it doesn't have the armor piece on it, but nice molded details, a nice shiny plastic, which is fine because this is Iron Man. And then we've got 2 relaxed hands. And again, you can see they don't have the armor on the back. And again, nice molded details in there. There's the repulsor emitter. There's kind of a better look at it without the handy dandy tweezers in the way. So. And next up we have the repulsor blast hands, which you can see they have a post on them right there, and that works with those effects there. This one has its own armor piece because you can see it's angled so that he can hold his arm at an angle. And again, nice molded details. Nice silver there. Nice red plastic. And there are 2 of those, a left and a right. And then here are the repulsor blasts, and they look pretty cool. They have ports on them instead of posts like the Marvel Legend ones. And they're a bit they're a lot harder of a plastic than what Marvel Legends use. But it's still a translucent plastic, so you can kind of see through it, and it's colored. And the way it works is take the post in the hand, line it up with the port in the beam, and blasty blasty. And it works the same. There I go bumping the camera because it's a Digital Caveman Presents review. It works the same with both hands, and they stay like they are not loose. They stay on there good. So this piece goes on his back, so when he doesn't have the big pack on his back, you put this piece on. Nice red and gold there. And then here's a piece at first I couldn't quite figure out what it is, but what I think it is you take one of these extra wrist hinges and it pops right in there, and then so when you're not using the sword, energy sword hand, you pop it on here. So that's kind of cool. Alright, there's all that out of the way. Now let's take a look at the figure. And I've got him all decked up. And the gold and the silver on here are nice and chromy. Not crummy, chromy. So they're very shiny, and it works well with the shiny red plastic that they use throughout this guy. And he's got nice molded details throughout, and nice bits of color here and there. And you can see the gun arm. It's even got some translucent, a translucent piece down in the at the end of the barrel there. You can't really tell it on camera though. But just nice paint apps all over and on the back side. This I don't think is a paint app. It doesn't match the chrominess of the silver on the rest of the backpack, so it was molded in this silver plastic. And very nice looking. So let's talk about his articulation real quick, or as quick as I can. So at the head, he looks up a little bit. He can look down that far. He does. He's got some chicken neck, although it's hard to get. He's got waggle. It's not hard to get. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, now this piece moves around, so I think it gets up out of the way. Yeah, you can move it up out of the way some and still pop his arm out of socket. So I can get his arm up that high, but it does leave this kind of exposed there. There is, right here at the top of the bicep, there's a cut for 360 degrees of rotation. The arm rotates 360 degrees. And now this piece don't want to go back in place. And the arm, it's on a dumbbell, so it will go up and down and in and out. And it does have a little bit of butterfly there. You can see right there, and it goes forward that far, but it doesn't really go back too far. The butterfly doesn't. Now the dumbbell will go back some. At the elbow, double hinged pinless. And with this arm, it'll give you that much of a bend. And with the more regular arm, it gives you a little bit better. I won't say a lot, but a little bit. So there is a hinge, like a ball joint, in the mid torso. Then there's another one at the waist. The upper one spins around 360 degrees. The lower one spins around 360 degrees. Straighten those legs up here. So in conjunction, they let him lean back that far. They let him lean forward. It's hard to see. That arm in the way, isn't it? And they let him lean forward about that far. And like I showed, he does get 360 degrees of rotation at both of those joints. At the hips, it is on a pull down joint. And it will give you that much of the splits. He will kick forward that far. He will kick back that far without a lot of backswing. Now it'll go further than that, but you know, then you get in that outswing. So at the upper thigh, there is a 360 degree rotation, although he doesn't like it. And at the knee, double hinged pinless, and it gives you that much bend, so that's really good. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, which is really good. It will rotate some. You can see it's on a joint there similar to the wrist joint, and so you get some rotation there. You get rocker, and he does have some toe tilt as well. So there's that. Now I told you guys he has a light up feature. No, it's not the sword. So let me see if I can get it to come on. Okay, it is on. It is not the easiest to see on the camera under the lights, but the I call it the unibeam because that's what it's called in comics, but the arc reactor glows, and then it does send light up through some clear parts to the eyes. In person, the eyes look a lot better, but under all these lights, it's really hard to tell. So, but take my word for it, it does light up if you can't see it on there. Or if you don't want to take my word for it, go pick you up one and check it out. But there you have it, my friends, if I can get him to stand up. A look at the figure/model kit and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Blokees Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Champion Class Iron Man Mark 85 model kit with a veritable plethora of Marvel Legends Iron Man entries, enough to make a hall of armor. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Blokees Champion Class Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Iron Man Mark 85 model kit, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance Stan the Man Lee, from G.I. Joe Classified series the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, from Star Wars The Black series the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the Blokees Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Champion Class Iron Man Mark 85 model kit, I have to say these Blokey kits are pretty fun little kits to put together. And I say little, this one, you know, if you watch the comparison part of the video, you see how much smaller these guys are than Marvel Legends. And that's okay because it's a different thing. You know, I would like for them to match up, but I'm sure there's some kind of legal bullcrap that, you know, keeps other people from doing stuff in the same scale that Hasbro is doing it in. So, but it's a fun little kit, and it makes a really good little action figure. There was no issues putting it together. The instructions are very straightforward. There's no sanding, there's no painting, there's no gluing, and you know, it comes out really good. Now, I'm a little disappointed in the fact, just like with those Stormtrooper Luke and Han that I reviewed a while back, there's not enough armor plates that go on the back of the hands for all of the hands, and you do have to swap those parts out when you swap hands out. So that's a little bit of a letdown. This one does not come with a stand. I don't know if the other Marvel ones do or not. It may be a thing of trying to keep it at a specific price point and the licensing fees and all that. I don't know exactly what the stipulations are, but no stand for this one. Star Wars ones get stands, but Marvel do not get stands, even though they're smaller. But it may be a fact that this one has that extra surprise, to me at least, light up feature. So they put that in and took the, you know, left the stand out to balance the cost out. I don't know exactly how that goes, but you know, a lot of extra pieces, and you know, I like that. There's options for this one. You can have him looking regular, you can have him just with the gun arm, you can have him just with a backpack, you can have him just with a sword, you can put all three of them together just like this, or any combination, you know, that you want to do. And you know, it moves really, really good. The only real issue that I have with this one is the fact that you tap it to turn the light feature on, you tap it to turn the light feature off, but you do have to tap it a lot harder to get that light feature to go off than you do for it to come on. And he's got the light feature on right now. I don't know if you can really tell it as he's spinning around. And those clear blades, I don't know how well that's going to turn out when I go to chroma key this, so we'll just have to see. Of course, he's real shiny too, so the chroma key might be a moot point for this figure, but I'll see when I get it in the editing bay. But overall, you know, if you don't mind it not being in scale with Marvel Legends, or you don't collect Marvel Legends, or you just like to put stuff together and you need a little something to kill some time, this is great. And at the end of it, you have a great little figure to go on your shelf. So I really like it. I don't know if I'm going to get any more of these, just because of the kind of a more cartoony look that the Blokees tend to have. I don't know. I may try the Captain America and see how I like that one. I don't know. But if you happen to see this one in the store and you want it, you better pick it up, because this one sold through like 3 times at my local Walmart. And that's saying a lot at my local Walmart. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.